You know, boxing has seen its share of ups and downs over the past 100 years. However, the sweet science still remains one of the most popular sports in the entire world. However, recent in-ring tragedies have many people questioning whether it's time for worldwide boxing reform. What can we do? How can we fix it? Let's break it down right now. My name is Kaz, and this is Kaz in Effect, Season 2. Boxing has always been known as the sweet science, one of the longest running regulated sports in the entire world. A lot of its peak had to do with the pomp and circumstance of its unofficial hometown, Las Vegas, Nevada. However, in past weeks, we've been reminded that the very real and tragic dangers of boxing still exist to this day. Argentinian boxer Hugo Santillan passed away at the age of 23 after injuries he sustained during a fight in Buenos Aires. Santillan's death comes only 4 days after the boxing world was already mourning the loss of Russian Maxim Dadashev, who passed away in Maryland after injuries he sustained during a fight over there. It's a very scary reminder of the very real dangers of boxing and head trauma, where it's not just a byproduct of the sport, it's the objective. Mainstream sports such as professional football, hockey, and even wrestling have taken strides to curb head trauma, but it's a scary reminder that boxing nearly hasn't done enough. Let's provide you some proper context to that. In the past decade, there has been 7 deaths that have taken place directly after sanctioned mixed martial arts competitions, with none of them coming from the UFC. In boxing, however, that number is nearly doubled, with 15 post-match fatalities in the same time span. In fact, since the UFC's launch, there has never been a death due to injuries sustained in the octagon, while there have been 30 deaths in the same time span, according to The Guardian. While MMA fighters use smaller 4-ounce gloves that provide less protection to the fighter and are more prone to causing cuts, the bigger, more cushioned boxing gloves aren't necessarily made to protect the opponent's face as they are to protect the boxer's fist, so they can use more of their effort and energy to throw that unprotected shot to the head and protect their hands from ever breaking or cracking. While widespread reform for boxing hasn't truly been seen since 1982, when championship rounds were reduced from 15 rounds to 12, it may be time for widespread reform throughout the entire sport, especially when it comes to retired fighters. Maybe it's time to reduce the size of those huge boxing gloves, taking the proverbial venom out of the snake of those boxers. Now, you'd be hard-pressed to find any boxing fan truly against the reform of the sport, especially if it comes to the health of the boxers. But you crazy folks talking about getting ready to ban the sport probably don't realize you're doing more harm than good. I don't think it's a really good idea to send thousands of newly unemployed boxers into underground fighting circles to really pretty much send them out to die. It's truly up to the gatekeepers of boxing to do what they have to do and protect fighters from themselves. My name is Kaz, and this is Kaz in Effect.